My name is Zisis Karampaglidis. I'm a senior architectural consultant at HKA. HKA is a firm of expert witnesses, essentially. We provide expert witness services. And for those younger professionals out there that may not know what that is, in a nutshell, we provide technical advice, technical support to professionals within the construction industry that find themselves in a legal dispute.
Oh, okay. That's a big one. Very expensive when you have to go legal in construction.
It is. It is.
Right, okay. So when it comes to your role then, what would you say are the steps to take to actually get to do what you do?
Typically, an expert of any discipline, we have expert architects, expert engineers, fire engineers, etc. They have to be fully qualified in their profession, and they have to have plenty of practice experience so that they can have that expertise needed to provide such advice. Now, I'm an example of someone who is not fully qualified as an architect, and yet here I am, part of the team, providing an all-round support for our experts.
How long has that taken you? Because I assume we're talking years.
Yes, I have completed most of the studies that an architect would have typically completed. It's just that I haven't gone through the final part 3, so-called part 3 stage, which is the final year.
Right. Okay.
You have to go through in a university to qualify. So I've done 3 years of a bachelor's degree in architecture, and I have 2 years of a postgraduate degree in architectural studies.
Right. Okay. So, because they're young people or anyone that's looking to come into the industry that would perhaps not want to consider or not looking to consider the university route, and they're actually looking at apprenticeship. Now, doing what you do, would apprenticeship be a route for them, or is it purely the university route?
I cannot be certain. I cannot give you an answer with certainty in that. I'm pretty sure there are apprenticeship alternatives into the business, but it would be an unorthodox way into our business.
Right. Okay. So, as a business, then, so when it comes to litigation in construction, for instance, what has been the biggest challenge for you doing what you do? Because this is something you deal with, I take it, day to day. What's been the biggest challenge for you?
It's not so much a challenge. I think it's something that we should always have in mind, and it's just perhaps difficult to always keep that in mind, and that is to be subjective and to be truly independent. That is where the strength of an expert comes from, their reputation. And the only way to build their reputation in the long term is if they have always that in mind, that they have to be truly independent in their opinion. And that sometimes may not be the best news for our clients, but trust me, it's good for them to know early on if they have a strong case where their case lacks, so that they can plan accordingly. That's, and of course, you have to come into this business with a set of mind that is methodical and forensic.
Yeah.
That's what is one of the few things that I can think of is required for.
So it's more the attitude to actually do the job rather than just the certification or the qualification. Obviously, a degree is required, but there is more to it, particularly for any young person or anyone changing career path coming into the industry. Now, for HKA, representation of young people within the business, would you say you taking on any young person is added value, or is it could it be seen as a burden? Because sometimes, yeah, you do need to invest time and money to actually train a young person up in a certain role. So I'll just like to know, as a business, how are you finding that, particularly recruiting young people into the business?
It is always a challenge to recruit the right people into this rather niche business that not many people know much about. But I'll say this much: there's definitely the will to support the further training and advancement of younger professionals, should they choose to come on board. And I can see that everywhere within HKA there are so many colleagues of mine that are younger, that are on courses that are funded by the business, and they
That's good.
definitely receive an excellent support
Right, brilliant.
to advance.
What
This.
about the representation of women within the business then? Because it's one thing to want to support women. Another thing is understanding the needs as a woman. You've got the work-life balance side of things when it comes to family. If you've got a growing family, you've got young children. So within HKA or generally, how do you, or what do you think businesses can do differently to actually encourage more women into construction?
I guess providing an environment where they feel generally supported in so many ways. Obviously, I'm not the best person to talk about it because I'm
Yeah.
not a woman myself, but uh, again, looking at some of my female colleagues in the business, I believe that HKA provides them with opportunities to do their best at work while balancing their other roles, whether those are motherhood or single parent situations. Now, how that is achieved in all sorts of ways, flexible working hours,
Brilliant.
fair paid time off if you choose to form a family and have children. And I believe, at least in the case of HKA, we are doing a good job in providing an environment where a woman would feel supported.